Welcome to another episode of the Everyday English Podcast. I am Sarah, and I am so happy you are here with us today.
And I am Mark. Hello, everyone. Whether you are listening on your morning commute, washing the dishes, or sitting down with a notebook, we are glad to help you navigate your daily life in English.
Today, we have a very special topic. It is something that almost every intermediate learner struggles with. Mark, have you ever noticed that sometimes students know every single word in a sentence, but when a native speaker says it, they understand nothing?
Absolutely, Sarah. It happens all the time. A student will say to me, "Mark, I know the word what, and I know the word do, and I know the word you, but I did not hear you say any of those things."
Exactly. It is like there's a secret code. You see the words on the page and they look distinct and separate. But when we speak, especially in countries like the US, the UK, or Australia, those words melt together.
They turn into a soup.
A sound soup. That is a great way to put it. Today, we are not teaching you new vocabulary. You probably know enough words already. Today, we are going to teach you how to unlock your ears. We are going to talk about connected speech.
This is the secret mechanic of English. If you have been feeling stuck, or if you feel like native speakers are just talking too fast, this episode is going to change how you listen forever.
So let's start with a little test. Mark, I want you to say a very simple sentence for our listeners. I want you to say it fast, like you were talking to your best friend.
Okay, here goes. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee.
Whoa, that was fast. Let's hear it one more time.
I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee.
Now, listeners, be honest. Did you catch every single word, or did you just hear a blur of noise? Mark, can you say that sentence in textbook English for us, slow and robotic?
I am going to go get a cup of coffee.
Thank you. Now, look at the difference there. In the textbook version, every word is an island. I am going to go. But in real life, we don't speak in islands. We build bridges.
That is the perfect image, Sarah. Bridges. When we speak naturally, we connect the end of one word to the beginning of the next word. We do this because our mouths are lazy.
Well, let's call it efficient. We want to get the thought out as quickly and smoothly as possible. We don't want to stop our breath. So we are going to break down exactly how this works. We are going to look at 3 main rules of connected speech: linking, disappearing sounds, and changing sounds.
And if you stay with us until the end, we are going to do a slow motion ear training session where we take real sentences and decode them together.
Let's dive into the first concept, the invisible bridge. This is technically called consonant to vowel linking.
This is probably the most common form of connection in English. It happens when one word ends with a consonant sound and the very next word begins with a vowel sound.
Remember, a consonant is a sound like T, D, S, M, N, and a vowel is a sound like A, E, I, O, U. When a consonant meets a vowel, they stick together like magnets.
Let's look at a very simple example. An apple. A-N, apple. Sarah, how do we usually say that?
An apple.
Did you hear that? It sounds like one word, an apple. The N from An has jumped over to the front of apple. It sounds like A-N-A-P-P-L-E, an apple.
Let's try another one. Think of the phrasal verb turn on, like turn on the light. Mark, say that naturally. Turn on. Turn on. It sounds like one word. The N at the end of turn connects directly to the O in on. Turn-on. Can you try that, listeners? Don't say turn on, say turn on.
This is crucial for your listening. If you are waiting to hear turn, and then a pause, and then on, you will miss it. Your brain needs to look for the combined sound.
Let's try a workplace example. Imagine you are in a meeting and you want to say, hold on a minute.
Oh, that is a great one because it has a double link. Let's look at the first part. Hold on. Hold ends with a D. On starts with an O, so the D moves over. Hold on. Hold on. Now look at the next part. On a. On ends with an N. A is a vowel sound, so the N moves over. Un-a. So the whole phrase becomes hold-da-na. Hold-da-na minute. It sounds crazy when we slow it down like that, doesn't it? Hold-da-na minute. But that is exactly what your ear is hearing. If you are trying to translate hold plus on plus in your head, you are doing too much work. You just need to recognize the music of hold-da-na. Let's give you one more example of this linking, just to make sure you have it. Think about the phrase workout, like I need to work out at the gym. Work ends with a K sound. Out starts with an O sound. The bridge is built with the K. Work out. Exactly. I'm going to work out. So, rule number 1 for your listening practice. Stop listening for spaces between words. There are no spaces. Listen for the consonants jumping over to the vowels. Now, let's move to the second rule. This one is a little bit trickier. This is about disappearing sounds. We call this elision. The case of the missing letter.
Yes. Sometimes native speakers simply do not say a letter. We completely delete it. And the most common victims of this crime are the letters T and D, especially when they appear at the end of a word and the next word starts with a consonant. Right. Let's imagine the phrase next door. Next ends with T, door starts with D. If I pronounce both, it is very difficult. Next door. I have to stop my air, tap my tongue for the T, release it, and then start again for the D. Next door. It is exhausting. So what do? We just throw the T away. Next door. Next door. It sounds like N-E-X. Next door. She lives next door. Wait, Sarah, are you saying it is wrong to say the T? It is not wrong. If you are giving a formal speech or if you are speaking very slowly to a child, you might say next door. But in 99% of conversations, omitting the T is the standard way to speak. If you pronounce every T, you might sound a bit robotic. Let's look at another one. Most common. This is the most common mistake. Most ends with T. Common starts with C, which is a consonant sound. Goodbye, T. Most common. Most common. It sounds like MOS. Most common. This helps your listening because if you are waiting to hear that crisp T sound at the end of words, you might think the person said moss, and you will search your dictionary for moss and get confused. You have to realize the T was just dropped for flow. Here is a really good one for the past tense. This confuses so many of my students. I walked to the store. Oh, regular verbs in the past tense. Walked, it is spelled ED, but it sounds like a T sound at the end. Walked. Right, but look at the next word, to. That starts with a T. So we have walked and to, two T sounds next to each other. We have a rule for this, the just one rule. When you have two of the same sound touching each other, we only say one of them. We don't say walked to. We blend them into one long T sound. I walked to the store. I walked to the store. It sounds like the present tense walk combined with to. I walk to. But the context tells you it is the past. This is why listening is so hard. You cannot rely just on the sounds. You have to rely on the flow and the context. Let's try a D example. Good boy. Good ends with D. Boy starts with B. The D is very weak. We almost don't say it. Goo boy. It almost sounds like goo. Goo boy. We stop the air for the D, but we don't release it. We don't say good dub boy, just good boy. So that is rule number 2. If a word ends in T or D, and the next word starts with a consonant, the T or D often disappears or becomes silent. Okay, Sarah, we have covered linking bridges, and we have covered disappearing sounds. Now we have to talk about the transformer. This is my favorite one, assimilation. This is when two sounds crash into each other and create a completely new third sound. It is like chemistry. Ingredient A plus ingredient B makes ingredient C. And the most famous example of this involves the letter Y. When a word ends in a T or a D sound, and the next word is you or your, something magical happens. Let's take the question, did you? Did ends with D, you starts with Y. When D and Y touch, they turn into a J sound, like jump. Did you? Did you see that? Did you like it? This is standard American and British English. Did you? If you say, did you, it sounds very formal. Did you go to the store? Sounds friendly. Now let's look at the T version. Don't you? Don't ends with T. You starts with Y. When T and Y touch, they turn into a ch sound, like cheese. Don't you? Don't you want to go? Don't you like pizza? Don't you? It sounds like the word chew, like chewing gum. Don't you? This happens constantly with the word what. What are you doing? Often becomes what you doing. Whatcha? That is T plus Y turning into cha. Whatcha? And let's look at could you. This is a D plus Y again. Could you? Could you help me? Would you? Would you? Would you like some tea? So if you are listening to a podcast or a movie and you hear this Jew or chew sound, your brain should immediately think, ah, that is the word you being connected to a T or a D. Exactly. It is not slang. It is just the physics of the mouth. Moving your tongue from the D position to the Y position is hard work. Making the J sound is the bridge between them. Before we move on to our practice session, I want to quickly mention one more thing that destroys listening comprehension. It is the ghost vowel, the schwa. The schwa. We have mentioned this in previous episodes, but it is vital for connected speech. In English, we have content words, which are the important words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and we have function words like to, for, at, the. Content words are big and strong. Function words are tiny and weak. And when we speak fast, we crush the function words into a tiny sound called the schwa. It sounds like So look at the word to, T-O. If I say it alone, it is to, but in a sentence, it becomes ka. I have to go. Not I have to go. I have to go. Look at the word for, F-O-R. Alone, it is for. In a sentence, it becomes fur.
This is for you, not this is for you. This is for you. So when you combine the schwa with linking, you get some crazy combinations. Look at cup of tea. Cup is a content word. Tea is a content word. Of is a function word. Of sounds like of, but we drop the V usually, so it is just cuppa. Cuppa tea. Ham and eggs. Ham and eggs. So listeners, if you take one thing away from this segment, English is a rhythmic language. We stress the big words and we shrink and connect the small words. You need to listen for the rhythm, not just the letters. Okay, Mark, I think we have given them enough theory. Their brains might be full of rules now. We need to put this into practice. Let's do the slow motion ear training. We are going to take 3 sentences. We will say them at normal, fast native speed first. I want you to panic a little bit. Try to understand. Then we will break it down using the rules we just learned. Are you ready? Here is sentence number 1. It is a casual greeting you might hear on the street. How's it going? One more time. How's it going? Okay, listeners, what words did you hear? It sounded like one long word. How's it going? Let's break it down. The written words are how is it going? Let's look for the links. How is. How ends in a W sound. Is starts with a vowel, so we link. How is. Next, is it. Is ends with a Z sound. It starts with a vowel, so we link. Is it. So far we have how whiz it. And finally, it going. But usually we drop the T in it, and we just say I going. But wait, Mark said how's it? Ah, right. Is gets reduced. We often lose the I in is, so it becomes just a Z sound attached to how. How's. How's. Then it. How's it? Then going. How's it going? How's it going? So if someone says, how's it going? They are asking, how is it going? They are asking how you are. You should say, good, thanks. Let's try a second one. This one is for the workplace. You are in the office and your boss walks by and says this. Can I get you to fill out this form? Whoa, that was messy. Say it again. Can I get you to fill out this form? Okay, let's find the text underneath the noise. The words are, can I get you to fill out this form? Let's start at the beginning. Can I? N connects to I. Can I? Can I? Next part. Get you. Remember the transformer? T plus Y. Getcha. Getcha. Can I getcha? Now look at the word to. Remember the schwa? It becomes ta, or even just ta. getcha-cha. Can I getcha-cha? Now, fill out. Fill ends in L. Out starts with O. Link it. Fill out. So the whole sentence, can I getcha-cha to fill out this form? Can I getcha-cha to fill out this form? It sounds so much friendlier and more natural than can I get you to fill out this form? And notice, listeners, you don't have to speak this fast right now. It is okay if you speak slowly, but you need to understand this to survive in an English environment. Let's do one last one. This is a storytelling sentence, something you might say about your weekend. I found out he was out of town. One more time. I found out he was out of town. Okay, let's decode it. The words are I found out he was out of town. First link, found out, consonant D to vowel O. Found out. Next part, out he. Now this is a special one. Often with the word he or him or her, we drop the H sound if we are speaking fast. So he becomes E. So found out he becomes found owie. Found owie. I found out he was out of town. Out of is a very common chunk. We usually pronounce it outa, like Uda. Outa. So I found out he was out of town. I found out he was out of town. If you are just joining us on the Everyday English podcast, we are breaking down why English sounds so fast. And if you are enjoying this deep dive, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. We do this every week, taking real conversations and breaking them down so you can actually understand them. So, Sarah, we have covered a lot of ground today. We talked about linking, where consonants jump to vowels. We talked about elision, where T's and D's disappear. We talked about assimilation, where did you becomes did you. And we talked about the schwa. It is a lot to take in. But here is the good news. You don't have to memorize these as rules. You just need to be aware of them. Once you know that did you means did you, you'll never unhear it. You'll start hearing it everywhere. In movies, in songs, in meetings. It is like buying a red car. Suddenly, you see red cars everywhere. Now that you know about the invisible bridges, you will hear them in every sentence. So here is your challenge for this week. We want you to stop being a passive listener and become an active detective. We want you to listen to our 1-hour deep dive podcast episode. You can pick any topic: travel, work, money. But this time, don't just listen for the story. Pick one 2-minute section and listen to it 3 or 4 times. Try to find one link. Try to find one disappearing T. Try to find one Jew or chew sound. Write down what you hear phonetically. Write, don't you? And then underneath it, write the real words, don't you? This is called micro-listening. It is very powerful. Instead of trying to understand the whole ocean, you are just looking at one drop of water under a microscope.
And trust us, if you do this for just 5 minutes a day, your brain will start to rewire itself. You will stop translating word for word, and you will start processing these chunks of sound instantly. It takes time, but it works. You will go from, I don't understand fast English, to, oh, that's just connected speech. We are here to help you make that shift. Thank you so much for studying with us today. Remember, being fluent doesn't mean knowing the most difficult words. It means being comfortable with the simple words, even when they are spoken fast. Keep listening, keep practicing, and don't be afraid of the blur. We will see you in the next episode of Everyday English. Bye for now. See ya!